Good morning from Tunica, Mississippi. I both am and am not looking forward to the flight this morning. I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be low and I can actually enjoy the terrain a little bit. I am not looking forward to it because I'm going to be battling a headwind the entire way. And it's already a nice wind that should make for a simple takeoff, but I'm just going to be pushing into that headwind the entire day. I'm also going to just trim out this entire flight because I know the headwinds are going to get nastier as the day goes on, and I just don't want to be flying in that. Motor's already warmed up. Let's just get clipped in and get out of here. All right. It's 1 minute after sunrise, or 1 minute after 30 minutes before sunrise. Let's send it. One, see ya. Okay. Oh yeah, already slow. All right, yeah, 25 miles an hour, fully trimmed out, huh? Yeah, we're not going anywhere fast here. Man, it'll be nice when this morning fog cooks off. The mighty Mississippi. And goodbye, Mississippi, and hello, Arkansas. Southwest jet out of Memphis. Way up there. That's why we stay out of Class Bravo airspace. And what a cool sports complex. 5 baseball diamonds. Alright, this is the town of Osceola, which looks to be a significant industrial town, but I don't know what they produce. Something to look up later. A bird way up here? What are you doing, little buddy? Alright, coming into land now at Malden. I tell you, I've just been wanting to be on the ground now for a while. It's pretty gross. This turbulence. feet down. Just gonna put it down in the grass. Call this good, yeah. Okay. It's not that wet, actually.
Because of the headwinds, I stayed trimmed out for most of this flight and burned through my gas much faster. Compared to my flights yesterday, this is a short one at only 4.5 hours, covering 140 miles at an average speed of only 32 miles an hour. Even so, the last 45 minutes required a lot of active piloting, so I was still pretty exhausted. As I was walking towards the FBO, a nice guy named Jeremy rolled up on a golf cart and offered to let me hang out in his hangar where he was spending his Memorial Day off building a kit airplane since the weather wasn't good to fly. In fact, the wind wasn't forecasted to improve until tomorrow, so after taking the crew car to get gas, I settled down for a few hours, fully expecting to spend the night. That is, until the wind settled down just enough unexpectedly.
Change of plans here. I fully anticipated to stop and stay the night here, but the wind conditions are just okay enough, I think. However, I have a hunch I'm going to regret this flight. No, that's just fuel bladder. Yeah. Thanks. All right. How much am I going to regret this? Let's find out. Oh man, haven't done a reverse in a minute. There's less wind than I thought, actually. That bodes well. Now let's see what kind of airspeed I'm getting. 19 miles an hour, huh? Yuck. But I'm not trimmed out yet. I'm going to feel the air for a minute. Also climb a little. See how it feels higher. All right, it seems to be all about the same, up to 600 feet. 4,000 feet, about the same. $1,500 feet, huh? It's all about the same. All right, well, I'm going to stick with 2,200 feet for now. It's getting me 30 miles an hour, which is enough. This is the town of Dexter. There's their airport. And it's actually a pretty big town. I didn't expect it to be. As an update on the turbulence, it's moderate, I would say. It's not horrible. I'm not absolutely regretting it yet, but it is still a fight. Headwinds down or up here are pretty bad. I'm going to start easing down once I get past the town and see if I can find a little more favorable wind. Even with this, though, I should still make at least my alternate destination. I'll do a fuel check when I get close and see if I can make it to Sparta. If I can just keep it about like this, I should be able to make it, but it'll be tight. I'd love to make it to Sparta just for the opportunity to touch another state. If nothing else but being closer to my destination. Which I'm going to try to be close enough to be able to fly the St. Louis Arch tomorrow, which would be an incredible flight. Alright, headwinds are pretty terrible up here. And getting worse. My goal is to make 30 miles an hour. As of right now, I'm making pretty good on it. If you've never seen a landfill before, that's what this is right here. They take the trash, they pile it up, dump it, bury it, and then grow grass on top of it, sticking vents into it. The science behind it's actually pretty incredible. Actually, I recommend looking at a YouTube video on it. It's pretty cool how they can take trash and convert it back to nature over thousands of years. They don't just dump it in a hole, which is what I thought for the longest time. As an update on the flying, I've descended about 700 feet, and the headwind is about the same. I think I'm going to have to get really low to capitalize on the reduced headwinds here. But I'm hesitant to do that with all the mechanical turbulence it's going to generate. So as of right now, this works. I can get there. It's just maybe not the most efficient. But I'm going to keep pressing here because it's relatively smooth and I have a good enough wind, even if it's not the best. Regardless of how good my economy is, I really don't have a destination after Sparta that I could land, so this is going to be it. Look at that big mansion down there. What a nice house. Alright, so a little update as I'm passing the town of Advance. Lower has definitely been better. I'm actually low enough now I can smell the crops that they're growing. And I've been able to make it with only like a 4 or 5 mile an hour headwind as I get really low. But then the problem becomes I have less landing outs. Mechanical turbulence has been better than expected, probably because of the lower surface wind. But yeah, as of right now, I'm making great time and should have no problem getting to my destination. I'm looking at the flags in that cemetery. They're still blowing pretty good, so it's not going to be perfect down there. I'm going to have a headwind no matter what, but at least it's lower here. I'll tell you what, these rolling hills Make for some nice terrain change. Since Louisiana, it's been a lot of the same here, so it's really nice to actually see so much happening. These hills are just filled with cows, though. But I'm loving just the fact that there is some elevation change. It makes for a much more interesting flight than just flying over cornfields and cotton. It'd be nice to see the Mississippi again, too. It's a little bit that way, but I'm going to intersect it over here. Looking at those windmills right there, that definitely tells me I'm just flying into a direct headwind. Hate that, but what can you do? Fortunately, the Warp 3's trim speed is fast enough I can still make pretty good progress even with the headwind. I'm still making 33 miles an hour, actually. Awesome. I'm low enough now I can smell the fields again. Smells good. Beautiful fields of gold. I'm getting far enough north now that there's some color change, which is really nice. It's not just vibrant green and humid. This is pretty wonderful. Kinds of things that make an adventure like this so exciting. Wow. This is really some beautiful countryside. That's a pretty sick quarry there. Pretty nice. But then this valley the Perryville airport is in, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Wow. What a beautiful area. Oh my gosh. I'm astounded. It's such an airfield's nestled in such a pretty location back here. Man, I'm glad I chose here. This is awesome. This is exactly the kind of countryside I wanted to see when I started this adventure. I'm mesmerized by it. Big open flatlands. Wow. Sick bridge. And this tanker going beneath. All right, well, hello from Illinois. Back with the Mississippi. So freaking cool, man. And now at Perryville with both time and fuel to spare. There we go. Got a pretty good wind, it looks like. Those flags are blowing. we made it.
This was another flight fully trimmed out to beat the headwinds, so it was a short one at only 3 hours covering 100 miles. I actually had plenty of fuel to make a gas stop further north, but I had a phone call with my dad mid-flight and he recommended I stop at Perryville instead because it had a much better FBO to stay at overnight. As soon as I went inside, I knew that was a great call. This place was extremely nice, so I got comfortable and started the process to refuel the motor. Alright, figured I'd show you guys my refueling setup here. So I have this large bladder here that carries all my two-stroke oil. And in that bag over there, I have these 2 bottles and a fuel hose, nozzle, funnel, whatever you call it. I take this, I pour it into these 2 bottles that have pre-marked graduations on them for 70 to 1, which is what I'm using on this adventure. And then I pour the fuel or the oil into these 2 bladders. One of them just connects directly to the paramotor, and the other one I use the filler nozzle and pour that into the tank so I don't have to walk my paramotor all the way to the gas station every time. Makes it really easy to get MoGas even at 100 low lead airports. Anyway, that's how I do this every time. I am just returning now from the Conoco gas station where I filled up my fuel bladders, got something to eat, and I'm returning back to the airfield to an absolutely stunning sunset here. What an incredible flight coming in to land at Perryville. Highly recommended for anyone else that is looking to paramotor somewhere really sick. Check out this crew car. It's an old cop car. Kind of brings me back to my roots from when I used to ride it as Air Force security forces. But just took that to the Conoco and came back. Got some breakfast for tomorrow, electrolyte drink, and filled up my fuel bladders. Ready for tomorrow's morning flight and enjoying a just crispy, beautiful sunrise. Okay, check this out. They have a bathroom at this FBO, and in that bathroom they have a shower. And not only that, they actually have like washcloths, floor mats, bath towels. I mean, this is the hookup I absolutely needed. I am nasty after these last 2 days of flying, and this is such a reprieve. After a much-needed shower, I relaxed and checked the weather for tomorrow before going to sleep. It looked like it was going to be great for a morning tour of the St. Louis Arch. Stay tuned for that and more in the next episode, and thanks for watching.